What's up, everyone? It's Gypsy from Gypsy Healing Company, back at it with a special video. We have a full moon and an eclipse coming up, and a lot of people are experiencing abrupt endings to cycles, to lives. I'm so sorry to those of you who have lost loved ones. And there's just a lot of energy, a lot of tower moments that lots of different signs are experiencing at this time. So I thought it might be of a little bit of comfort to go through and just pull a couple cards by element. So we'll be doing fire, water, air, and earth. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot my own element. And just kind of checking in and seeing what the universe would like for us to release, to close out at this time, and perhaps what the universe would like for us to remember. So again, if you are new, please subscribe. I would love to be able to share this message and these videos with more individuals, and you guys are a key part of that. Also, just a quick thing. I do have a business where I do personal readings, but Gypsy Healing Company is a female-focused endeavor, focusing on healing, obviously, because it's in the name. And we do a lot with yoni health. So if yoni eggs, yoni steams, yoni products in general are up your alley, go ahead and check out my website in the description below. So let's start with the earth signs, okay, because I almost forgot that element. The two cards that came out from my earth signs today, and in regard to the full moon and the eclipse that's coming, you guys have the Empress, which makes sense. Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is represented here in the card, and also the Chariot. So my earth signs, it seems as though you guys are in a pretty good position at this time, at the time this video is being filmed. So January 15th-ish, 13th, I forget what today is. So this full moon and the eclipse is ushering in a time of great abundance for you, as is heralded by the Empress here. Everything around her is lush, it's blooming. The seeds that she has planted are coming into fruition. They have manifested. And what that tells me your message is at this time is, earth signs, is to remember that anything that is being taken away is purposeful to help you get to that abundance, to this space of serenity and peace. We also have for earth signs the Chariot card, which is typically a water sign card. So this lets you know that yes, there are challenges. There's going to be bumps in the road. There's still a ways to go. There's a journey that you need to be taking, and a fight that you will inevitably encounter. But these two together are promising a time of legacy. This eclipse is so important for you, earth signs, to make sure that you are placing your energy in appropriate avenues, making sure that the time you're spending now is on yourself and on your vision. Yes, because the energies are so ripe and so ready for you to manipulate them into a reality that is more suited to you and who you are. I'm also pulling an oracle card from the Angels and Ancestors deck. So each sign will get this. Okay. You got the Stag. It says trust and thrive. So even earth sign, if you are feeling like this can't be true, or I don't see the abundance, I don't see the blessings yet, it is very imperative for you to trust that they are on its way, and in the meantime not to live in a mentality of lack, to live as if you have already received it, to trust and to go throughout your day-to-day happy and excited and really embodying presence, right? Embodying that instead of like just waiting around for that thing. Start enjoying life now. I'm sorry, I didn't mention earth signs. If you are an earth sign, that is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Okay, so for you guys, you have Trust and Thrive along with the Chariot and the Empress. There is a lot of abundance coming to you, and your job is to remember and to have faith that it is coming. Okay, so that is the message for my earth signs for the full moon eclipse in a couple of days. Let's go to our water signs now. Water signs being Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. What do the water signs need to know, be aware of, or release at this time of the full moon eclipse? 2 cards again, consistent. Okay, my water signs, you're being asked to draw and create larger boundaries, to renegotiate what those boundaries are, what your expectations are, and who you are allowing into your inner sphere. There's a lot of you water signs who are cutting people out of your life, who are deciding to end relationships and karmic relationships and patterns and ways of communicating that are no longer serving you. So the Queen of Swords is very much about protecting her peace and reclaiming her time. We also have the Nine of Pentacles here. So some of you water signs might be involved with an earth sign. But this is a card of completion. It's a card of focusing on yourself, on your career, on what you can control in terms of your own physical manifestation. She's alone in this abundant garden, so she's working on her own ability to provide for herself. There's not a whole lot of feelings here. There's this air energy of just cutting things out, getting rid of things that are no longer serving you, which is perfect. This is what the full moon and eclipse is about, closing out chapters. So as a water sign at this time, it's going to be imperative for you to make sure you are being honest with yourself about what you do and don't want in your life, and what is actually serving you and what is just bringing you down. What is blocking this Nine of Pentacles energy. Okay, so be about your money, be about the things you can control in terms of work, your passions, your passion projects, yeah, so for some of you water signs, an earth sign is looking real good right now. But be smart about it. Decide, is this person really going to add to what you have in mind? Add to your end goal? It's also, the Queen of Swords is also reminding you as a water sign to be very clear about what it is that you want. You don't have to do the emotional, manipulative stuff to get what you want. And in fact, that just brings you more negative karma. So if you are one of those water signs who tries to use your emotions to manipulate other people, the Queen of Swords is telling you, hey, like, it's time to communicate this, like, verbally. Allow the other person the opportunity to understand you a little bit. Okay? And your angels and ancestors card is the Seer, and it says see beyond the current situation. So there is some aspect of your life that this eclipse is hitting for you, as a collective, as individuals. So the Seer card is letting you know that your emotions at this time, you need to kind of pull back and see the bigger picture here. What is it that you want long term? Okay, what is this legacy, this project thing that you could be working on that will help you long term? How can you take yourself out of your feelings, which water sign, so hard to do, but how do you take the observer's position versus the active participant? How can you pull back just a little bit to gain more perspective? Okay, so water sign, this is going to be really important for you to do, okay, to get clear about what it is you want, what you're doing, where you're going, and who's going with you. Okay, next, let's move on to the air signs. What do my air signs need to know at the time of this full moon and eclipse? Okay, 2 cards again. I love the consistency. So my air signs, you got lots of air as well. So we have the Knight of Swords. And we have the King of Swords, lots of swords. So it's not surprising, being that air signs are very communicative. They are very intelligent, very smart with your words, very much one step ahead, maybe even more, of the other signs when it comes to mental capacity and processing your emotions. And, well, I wouldn't go so far to say that, but processing your thoughts and communicating your thoughts. So for you, air signs, you are also being asked to set firmer boundaries. Excuse me. We have the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So it's like the Knight leveled up into the King. So with the Knight, there's always some sort of message, something that you need to know. So with this full moon and the eclipse, there's a lot of clarity that could be had. There's a lot of potential for argument with people that perhaps you weren't even expecting, close friends that you have choice words with, or charged words with, or rushed communication, or there's tension here. And the good news is this tension is going to break, but in the way that it breaks, it might not be as gentle. So pay very close attention to the way that you are communicating to others, and expect others to communicate perhaps a little bit more harshly to you. Lots of people right now have their emotions, their hearts kind of open and exposed. And some of these people, these signs, are not used to it. And maybe this is you. So it could even just seem like communication is harsher because you're more vulnerable at this time, and vice versa. So everybody's a bleeding heart right now, or most of the signs are. So be gentle with yourself, with other people. But at the same time, stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Set those boundaries. Cut people out of your life that just are not making you happy, that don't understand you, that don't relate to you, or understand how to relate with you on an emotional level. A lot of you are discovering that perhaps people that you thought were really close to you don't actually know you at all. And if this is the case, and you're experiencing this, these 2 cards are letting you know that it's time to have a conversation. And if you've had those conversations and these things are still happening, it might be time to cut people off, okay? To stand in your power, okay? And say, I'm not feeling this. This is not who I am, what I want. Yeah, very interesting that there's 2 sword cards and they kind of follow each other. It's like after you have this conversation, or you hear this message, or it's revealed to you, whatever it is, you have a big decision to make as the King of Swords. Do I allow this person to continue being in my life? Do I set firmer boundaries? How do I protect myself? Okay, and you guys got the same card, the Seer. So see beyond your current situation. These decisions that you're making in terms of, like I was saying, who to allow and who to cut off, these decisions are going to follow you for the next cycle that we have, right? It's an eclipse. After this eclipse, another eclipse cycle begins. So what is it that you want, and who can best get you there? Or who is a passenger, an appropriate passenger on this journey with you? Definitely. So lots of people are cutting other people out, ending relationships, quitting jobs. Okay, we are on fire now. Fire signs. Fire signs. So we have Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. What do the fire signs need to know? Or okay. We have 3 cards here. So we have the 10 of Swords, we have the Lovers, and we have the Hierophant. So it seems right off the bat with the Lovers card, and if you are connecting with Geminis or Tauruses, they are coming out strongly here. And perhaps they are the source of this feeling, of feeling spent, of feeling exhausted, of feeling like you just need a break, you need some time out. And if you're not communicating with either of those signs, there is a matter of an issue, a matter and an issue of love, of connecting in a deep and meaningful way. So even if it's not love necessarily, the Lover's card highlights relationships and the choices that you have within these relationships. And it's interesting how they fell out, right? Because we have the Lovers representing the relationship and the choice. On one side, we have the 10 of Swords representing completion and complete exhaustion, really being stabbed in the back. Okay. Some people might have experienced being stabbed in the back from their partner, and now they're having to decide whether or not to continue with the relationship or to start something new. This eclipse is all about the endings, and thereby it warrants new beginnings. So that, and then on the other side we have the Hierophant, and this is about commitment and recommitment, and it's about tradition. Okay, contracts even. So on the one end we have an ending, and on the other we have a beginning in terms of like commitment and continuing within the relationship. So some of you are choosing between those things, between being with somebody and not being with someone, keeping that job or leaving the job, staying in this location or moving to a new location. There's duality here. There's a choice that needs to be made. And the eclipse energy is going to help you do that. It's going to help you see what is just going to exhaust you in these same sorts of cycles over and over again, and what could be something that's consistent, reliable, and about the group, so something that you want to be a part of. So there is a choice, my fire signs, a choice that needs to be made. For a lot of you, it's going to be about love. For others, again, it will be more so about work, and friendships, projects, okay, and career. So all of those things are very possible to be highlighted at this time for the fire signs. The good news is with the 10 of Swords, although there's this air of being stabbed in the back or feeling like you've been stabbed in the back, it's a 10, so that means it's the end of that, and it's warranting in a new cycle where you can experience something different. Okay, this is heralding better times ahead, especially if you're making a smart and conscious decision, like the Lover's card is asking you to do. So for my fire signs, what is their angels and ancestors guidance? Okay, we're not going to read all of that, but that lets me know you guys have been going through a lot, and you're probably feeling away. So fire signs, what's my fire signs need to know? Good. The High Priest, intend and create. Okay, so this is literally telling you to intend or set your intentions, to decide what it is that you want. Now that we're at the end of this cycle, or now that we're here making this decision, make sure that the decision you're making aligns with what you say that you've been wanting. So if you already write down your intentions in a journal or something, go check them out, go reread them and evaluate the other people around you. Do they resonate? Do the people around me resonate with what I said I wanted? If they do, great. If they don't, it's time for you to embody this energy and just leave it, cut it out. This is also a great time to use your fire, your personal fire and power to create something that you do want. Every word that you speak, everything that you write down, your repetitive thoughts, even your unconscious thoughts are all creating your reality. So do your best to be more conscious and more present while you are in your mind. Catch yourself in your thoughts and reprogram. Like if you catch yourself in a negative thought, then rewind and affirm yourself a few times, or remind yourself of your intention, or tell yourself that you are capable, that you're powerful, that you are a creative force. So again, the high priest, using your own power to influence the world around you. Okay, you have the power, you have the fire of creativity, and now it's about harnessing it, calling that some of that power back. Right after this thing happens, call your energy back and use that toward creating something you do want instead of what you currently have, if what you currently have is not what you want. Okay, so we got through all of the elements. I hope that was helpful to you. If you would like a personal reading at this time to figure out more in depth what's going on with you and what your best moves are, go ahead, click the link in the description. We can book a personal reading. I do them over the phone, do them through text, however you would like. And the love readings for February are coming out within the next week or so. So stay tuned for that. Also, click that little bell alert thing, because I want to start doing more lives where I do free mini readings. And you won't know if I'm live if you don't click that little alert button. So do that, please. That'd be so nice. Anyhow, my name is Gypsy. I hope it resonated. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you in about a week. Bye.